think financial security is some exclusive prize reserved only for the incredibly lucky, the super bold, or the absolutely brilliant? Well, think again. In this explainer, we're completely throwing out the idea of giant inheritances, lucky stock picks, or that overnight entrepreneurial success you always hear about. The real truth about building long-term wealth, it's actually much quieter. And the best part is, this mechanism is quite literally available to almost anyone. Okay, let's dive into this. Most people who end up rich, they honestly did not get lucky. They just got the mechanics right. We're totally debunking that whole wealth myth today to uncover the brilliantly dull, quiet truth of wealth creation. Because it's not magic, it's machinery, pure and simple. To get those mechanics running right, you've got to have three specific components firing together. Step one is saving. That's your fuel. It just takes the basic restraint to spend less than you earn, to build up that initial capital. Then, step two is investing. This is the actual engine that puts your money to work. And finally, step three, the big one, compounding. This is the turbocharger that takes that growth and multiplies it exponentially. Fuel, engine, turbocharger.
So the crucial point is saving alone just isn't going to cut it. And why? Because of inflation. Historically, it runs at around 3% a year. It's this sneaky, silent tax that is constantly, relentlessly eroding the purchasing power of your idle savings. If you're just hoarding cash under a mattress, you are literally running just to stand still. Your money absolutely has to be put to work in assets to avoid that trap.
And this brilliantly illustrates the sheer, mind-bending mathematical power of our turbocharger, compounding. Look at Emma on the left. She starts at age 25. Puts in just $50,000 over 10 years, and then stops completely. Done. But then look at Noah. He waits until 35, he invests 3 times as much money, and yet he ends up with far less total wealth. Compounding mathematically punishes procrastination. It's brutal. $1.43 million. Think about that for a second. If a guy named Marcus invests $12,000 a year starting at age 25, he retires with over $2.5 million. But if he waits just one single decade, just from age 25 to 35, to start his engines, that $1.43 million is the exact price of his procrastination. That's his lost final wealth. I mean, time literally equals millions here. Okay, let's slow it down for a second, because while the math is completely unsparing, the reality behind it is actually incredibly hopeful. True wealth, it really doesn't require predicting the stock market perfectly, or even having some massive 6-figure income. It doesn't. It just requires the discipline to step back and let the mechanics run. Time is your absolute most indispensable ingredient.